But anyway, let's get into it. Also, 60%. I don't know what it was 50% last stream, and now it's 60% this stream, which means that at the rate we're going, we're gonna reach 100% in streams. But look at that, free dungeon 6, and the special reward is a white herb. When are they gonna improve the special rewards, huh? I haven't done it yet, so why don't we try it? The most surprising part is that we still have Maltina and Friend in our party. I don't know how long that's gonna last, but I'm tempted to get their next upgrade. Where is it? Gold Scepter. Right? Because Gold Scepter has an AoE. Compared to Major Staff, which doesn't. Actually, I got reminded of Tinder Slit again. Why do you keep bringing that up? It doesn't fit anymore. I say Silt all the time now. Let's quick save this. And let's make Gold Scepter. Unfortunately, there isn't a C++ like there is for every other, for the Harmonia College characters. But since I'm going to be using Maltina more often, that's not the right one. I guess I'll upgrade her until we aren't allowed to use Maltina and Friend. Did you try Friend? Hang on. Hang on a minute. These guys are really good. Did you try? I have not tried Friend. I might. But if I'm gonna try Friend, I'll probably replace Shin. And that's pretty good. And you know what? Actually, that isn't that difficult to say. Because, to be honest, he has the weakest kit. Just replace Maltina. I mean, yeah, but she's useful. Like, you saw me fight Tiamat. Shin missed his special attack. So, like, you know. But you know what I do want? And is definitely something I would try to, what I would aim for is, where is it? I want to get more, Puppiettas, right? Puppeteer. Just for the preemptive strike, because you just saw how much damage 2 did. I also got, kind of don't really have good luck. Yeah, I see. The problem is, I could have grinded it. I could have grinded her, during the Aruru, dungeon, right? Because I think that's where we got it, if I remember correctly. I didn't. I got 2 of them. Because I kind of stopped grinding when I got 1. So, yeah, like, now we have 2, and I don't know when we're gonna get her next. But I don't know when we'll be able to fight her again, get her again next. Alright. I did not need another one of those Genomics. It's crazy that we're still getting D++ crests just because of the free dungeon. Alright, that one. Kodora is a bit better. Genomes, yeah, but like it also worked, but Genomics also works because like ginormous, you know. But let's just kill everything. Where the pun? I mean, Genomes is already a pun, but it kind of doesn't fit as well. Is it? Yeah, because gene, you know, like the genetic makeup of your of every living organism. But like, genome doesn't really work with the crest. It's definitely how the name is pronounced, but like, ginormous fits better. So I say Genomics. Look. I was talking too much shit about his name, so now he popped up. Warning. What? For what? That's not what I meant to do. Oops. Oh. They charged their special. I mean, yeah. But I just killed them. I love Raincloth. Why are we still getting Raincloth? I don't think I need to buff the attack every time. See, See, the reason Maltino works better in most situations over Arya is because of the attack buff, right? But like, Arya's Wind Prison is really good. Since it's like a guaranteed certain amount of damage inflicted on the enemy. Same reason why I have Tricknet. I have Machina K500 because of the Tricknet. Poison hasn't really hit a lot. Probably because there have been a lot of enemies that have been resisting it at this up to this point. Do you like this game? I mean, I like the combat mechanics. The story's a bit iffy. But we're getting to the climax, you know, of the story. So, who knows? I might... It's crazy to say that 60 hours in, we still haven't reached the climax of the story. But, still, right? Visual novel be long. Another thing why Wind Pursuit isn't as useful now is because I have preemptive strike now. Well, just like you don't. You know what? Sure. Yeah. What? Wow. There's just a big empty void in the middle of the map. Like, you see snow paths at the edge here, right? Why didn't they just add some here? Like, huh? What? Huh? What? Anyway. How is this one looking? Alright, 2 branching paths each time. One has both of them has two ways. And then one has one way and a 2-way. Haha. Hey! I know you. I farmed for you too long last stream. And guess what? I'm gonna get him right now. What's this? What's this shit? Okay. What? That was such a weird amount of damage. It felt that one felt strange. Okay, I didn't get that guy. I got the gay Apollo, but imagine. I'm still getting golden pelts, even though the amount of people who use them are a lot less than the amount I need to spend on them. Make sure to go back. I don't think I need to be reminded. But this is the fucker that fucked shit. And I didn't even get him. Alright. Let's see what the free quest is. Doranoko. Why am I still getting Doranokos? I don't need more. Like, I didn't even try to farm to get 5 of them. I just did. I just got them. Okayu? What about Okayu? Why are you bringing up my Oshi? Oh, Hololive JP Oshi. I say that, but I still haven't played. Oh, okay. No, I played her in Holocure. Right. I just haven't done it on stream. What do you mean, huh? I don't know. Why? Oh, the worst weapon. I mean, yeah, but like, Onigiri weapon is really cute. Alright. You're ready to see, you get it. Wait. Then why do you call it the... Why are you saying it's the worst weapon? But I watched some gameplay. Oh, right. Yeah, someone else said it was the worst weapon. Second to worst. Okay, then what's the worst? What was the worst weapon in the Hollow Cure tier list? I don't know. Oh. These guys are making some weird noises. Alright. Going back. Yeah, I don't know why free dungeons exist. I mean, sure, you can grind, but I don't see the point in that. Crony has the worst weapon. You can't control the second hand. You say, sure, I guess. The problem, I can't really comment on Crony's weapon because I've only played her once. Hey, look. Woman. I remember trying to get you forever. I'm gonna kill you now. I didn't even use her. I swear. Okay, I was gonna say if I got her. I haven't played her. I wonder why you haven't played Crony. Maybe it's because she got the biggest assets in Hollow Cure. I played Mio. Mio's alright. You know what? You know who you should play? You should play Hardcore Bales. Let's save you. She's really fun to play. And then the upside to that, right, is that she's almost flat, but she's got a bit of she's got a bit of a bump, you know. Anyway, what is that? What is that special? Anyway, main story. Sky. It was the day of the expedition to Ore. What? Already? The day people witnessed that day people witnessed something. The light from the sky turning into a beacon. But what? The sky suddenly got dark. The day people. Don't tell me. Is this what the king spoke about? Hey, look at that. Ah, flashbang. How majestic. What is... Okay, they're playing two... They're playing... Okay, the sound is gone. In the distant sky, spreading its wings, was a bird shedding divine light. The bird's name is Shamash, the origin of the sun. Okay, I was right. I know why I confused Shamash and Shamat. It's almost like they have similar names. Yeah, her name's Smash. Get rid of the S. I mean H. What? The origin of the sun and the symbol of the Cagliostro royal family. The fulfiller pact with King Faust. Smash was holding the sun above her head. Using her powers, she interfered with the movement of the sun. That sounds dangerous on a cosmic scale. You can't just hold the... Okay, actually, I don't know why I was saying that. Like, the sun isn't already kind of stationary. Hang on. All right. I just sounded really dumb. But what it means, holding the sun above her head using her full power, she interfered with the movement of the sun. First of all, the sun doesn't. Okay, the sun moves technically, but in terms of Earth's relative to Earth, it's stationary. Because, well, everything in the solar system moves at a set distance, and the sun, and then everything moves around the sun at a set speed, and then the Earth rotates at a set speed. But essentially what is saying is that not only have they stopped the rotation of the Earth, which has catastrophic effects, right? You can't just do that. I get scared that I would be instantly teleported to another planet. Why do I feel that way? Okay, so basically this is how it is. Earth is rotating at thousands of miles a second, right? And then what is essentially going on, Shamash is using her powers to essentially stop that rotation. What do you think is going to happen to everything? It's going to get flung at millions of miles. It's gonna get flung 1,000 miles. You'll understand. Look, all I'm saying is that if Shamash existed in the real world and did this, the Earth would be... everything on Earth would die. Not to mention the amount of friction you would need to stop the rotation of the Earth. It would turn into a ball of fire. Shamash would be literally creating a second sun by stopping the Earth's rotation. Anyway, I'm not an astrophysicist. I don't know anything about space. I just read up on some stuff. I'm not an astrologist. I'm a Libra. Anyway, the sun was eclipsing. What? Darkness filled the area, but a single ray lit out a bright, blinding light. The streak of light turned into a beam and extended into the distance. You're a Libra, huh? Yeah, I was born in the first week of October. To all, the sunlight that illuminated the world became a sword that pierced through the layers of dust. April 28th. Nice. Whoa.
すごいのだわ。あれがシャマシュの力。太陽の光を収束させてダストを貫いている。
April 69th. Yep. With the sunlight concentrating to a single point, the area around them was as dim as night. In the mystical, shadowy world, those who gathered could not help but be stunned at the view. Shin at the Harmonia College. Professor Johann Maltina in the Marduk College. Damn, shit. Damn, friend really got left out there. Look, at least... Look, in terms of Harmonia College, there's a lot more people, right? Like, it's not gonna say Shin, Arya, Celeste, Henry, yeah, just put friend. I don't know why they didn't. Shin and the Harmonia College, we already know everyone in the Harmonia College, right? Excluding Sonya because she's in hospital at the moment. It wouldn't really work. But like, friend's right there. You could have just said, if friend You could have just said Professor Johann Valtina, friend, and the Marduk College. Like, oh my god. When am I gonna get you back? Huh? Aside from them were plenty of alchemists present to take part in the expedition. Major Alexandrian soldiers of the military were there as well. At the end, probably. I mean, like, I want her now, and like, it would kind of make sense to get her now, because like, we're gonna fight off Or. You want her now? I mean, look, just because she doesn't have a hand doesn't mean she isn't hot. I mean, actually, Shin already slept with her during Celeste's side story, which is crazy to think. Actually, no, it wasn't Celeste's side story. Just Celeste was just there as well. It was Sasha's side story, but still. With members of the Academy and the military elite forces of the King actually, yeah, Cagliostro also works. I just said Cagliostro. Have gathered to take part in the expedition to Or. Apart from the few vanguard troops, the main expedition group was gathered in the forecourt of the Academy. I better see Professor Albert.
太陽神シャマシの名役はここに果たされた。見よ、彼方の空を、ダストの曇天にうがたれた巨大な風穴を。
Oh, right. Alberto's. Right? Yeah, that's his name. Because, I mean, Albert was a professor for like a week before he died, but still.
あれこそ、大杖の一条の道筋。我らの遠征を成功に導くための光のしるべなり。
I haven't seen Alberto's in a while. Exactly. Why haven't we seen him? The only reason we saw him was because he was close to Kyubei's part of the world, I guess. The forest. It's the forest.
いざ勇敢なる遠征隊の諸君よ。こたびの遠征が大津の謎を暴き、最悪を退ける短所となることを望む。
Loud cheers from the troops filled the area. All the alchemists in the academy, including the Harmonia College and Marduk College, are now united and eager to go on the expedition to Or. The expedition is starting? Yeah. Hello, St. Quartz. Guys. Turning to Henry and the others, Shin put his arm out. The others noticed his intentions and placed their hands on top of Shin.
頑張ろうね、シン、みんな。ソニア先生にいい報告をするためにも。
Yeah, it's crazy that Sonia's still in hospital, even though she is a part of Harmonia College. She's literally their professor, and she's just on the side, like the exhibition. Oh god.
大津まで行って全員無事で帰ってくるの。
Look, Dexter, just because Twitch updated the policies doesn't mean I can add the 18 plus patch, okay? Alright, Harmonia College. Let's go to Or. Everyone's shouts echoed. Getting fired up in the group circle. They all looked up at the sky in the distance. Beyond the layers of dust that was pierced by Shemash's sun, the layer of dust that was pierced by Shemash's sun was a border that they were aiming for. Shin carefully seared the image of the scenery into his eyes. In ancient times, when oblivion wasn't too serious, the journey to the border was considered a pilgrimage to the apostles. Speaking of the apostles, aren't there like 3, right? Or I don't remember what title Faust and Alberto's fall under, right? But like, weren't there like 3 of them? Like the powerful ones or whatever? It's like Faust, Albertus, and another one. I don't remember his name because he literally hasn't showed up. And like, now would be the perfect time, but also too little too late. Right? He hasn't showed up yet. Kind of, he'll kind of turn into a plot device if he shows up now. He kind of doesn't have a reason to show up. Miss Say Hermes, the apostle, once led people from the outside world to settle on the continent of Arceus before their world was destroyed. The people first settled at the northern edge of the continent's outer rim. That was the border between Sochi and Or. The expedition headed for this border. They headed north through the tunnels of dust formed by the sun. They were making good progress without major issues, and were about to cross the northern forest that they abandoned previously due to the massive oblivion forming. Alright. He got louder. The unit consisting of soldiers and dolls attacked the ash demons detected by the search team. Type 2 was particularly outstanding, and every time he defeated an ash demon, the soldiers were clearly influenced and fired up.
遠征隊全体が左右に展開して索敵範囲を広げ有機的に連携する。さすがヨハン教授の提唱した戦術は有効だな。ハルモニア派の考えた移動式結界も部隊の損害を抑えている。ダストノードも許容範囲だ。この調子で進めばいいが。
Major, we've got a report from the Vanguard unit. I've got a mutant time. The forest ends 5 kilometers. 5 km ahead, and the topography is expected to change.
了解した。至急陛下に連達。部隊を止めて指示を仰ぐ。樹海の終端。いよいよ阻止への果てに至るか。
Major Alexandra muttered while watching the soldier run off. Oh god, it's Sumeru. I mean, her words were half right and half wrong. What the expedition crew saw was after exiting the forest was a vast desert that seemed to extend forever. Wrong game. Yeah, but it's like Sumeru, right? You go into Sumeru and you end up in the Avidia forest, and then after the wall of Samael, you end up in the desert. So, like, you know, I just explained why I said Sumeru. It was at the edge of the Arceus continent extending across the endless landscape. Sand is mixed with a little bit of dust. Probably was once a rich forest, but due to the dust eroding the area, it turned into a desert. But due to the celestial nail, I mean...
侵食が続く限り、砂漠は広がっていくばかりなのね。私、この景色を見たことがある。
Did you remember something, Henry?
はっきりした記憶じゃないけど、でもこの砂漠を渡ってシンと出会った、そんな気がするの。
Astarte was created, but who created Henry is beyond the desert. It is within the borders. If that's true, it'll all make sense.
この砂漠をエンリは一人で越えてきたと？疑うわけではないけど、そんなことが可能なのかしら。
What, you dissing Henry? Henry only remembers bits and pieces about her mission and Astarte. There's no mistake, something traumatic must have happened to her. Paimon. Henry turned away quietly, finding what he said may have been insensitive. He gently placed his hand on her back.
大丈夫なの。この先に私の知りたい真実がある。だったら確かめに行く覚悟はできているのだわ。
Yeah, you're right. Finally made it all the way here. Agreeing with Henry's words, they all nodded.
あれ見ろし。
That's... In the distant skies, a cloud of smoky sand rose. The dust surged in the air and created a wall that was blocking their way. It's a sandstorm that's heading this way.
ダスト混じりの砂嵐なんてまともに浴びたらひとたまりもないのだわ。
I'm sure we'll be fine.
みんなフードをかぶって。決壊準備。気流の流れを操って砂嵐をそらすよ。
Hang on a minute. Yeah, isn't sandstorm one word? Hang on a minute. Never mind. The same order was sent to by Faust, who was at the center of the team. Barriers began to form from each expedition team. They were all assembled by Faust in the center and created a stronger barrier that covered the entire team. The sand space storm soon reached where Shin and the others were. Oh god, it's Cyclone Jasper all over again. We somehow made it. Is everyone alright?
なんとか。けどいきなりの洗礼だね。侵食された地は人の生きる環境ではなくなっている。知ってはいたけど。
Thanks to the barrier, the sand space storm avoided the expedition team. From a bird's eye view, the surroundings of the barrier created a gaping hole inside the large dust plane. Next is Pompeii. Oh no. We already dealt with Marduk though. We don't have any risk of that happening again. The dust that hit the walls of the barrier made sparking sounds. The noise surrounded Shin and the others, who had to shout to talk. Dust equals ash. Yeah, but lava equals lava. It seems like we have to wait until the sandstorm passes. Lava makes ash. I mean, fire makes ash, yeah. In fact, lava's just that hot that instead of turning something into ash, it just solidifies around it. Oh, hang on. I didn't say that right. Essentially, basically, like say a piece of paper, right? That's kind of that's an easy thing to burn. Like you burn that with fire, it turns into ash and stuff like that. You put it in lava, it just melts. Like it's just that hot. Seems like we have to wait until the sandstorm passes. Space storm.
早く通り過ぎればいいのに。
Thankfully, the barrier managed to keep its shape until the sandstorm calmed. But once their vision became clear, they saw an unexpected scene of devastation. This is...
砂が崩れてまるで水みたいに流れてるの。
What? It's quicksand! Looking down from the inside of the barrier by the dune, they were left stunned. The phenomenon appeared to have spread widely. As far as they can see, the quicksand appeared on hills up ahead of as well. We can't move forward in this condition. There's no way we can continue in a formation.
陣形が崩れたら結界の強度も下がる。そんな状態でまたさっきのような砂嵐に襲われたら。
Matters were getting worse than expected. Okay, welcome back. That was quick. Everyone was at a loss for words as the dry winds of the desert brushed across them.
シン、学長が各班の代表に招集をかけてる。よかったらシンにも来てほしいんだけど。
I wonder if we're gonna discuss our upcoming plans.
多分学長なら明暗があるかもしれないしね。
Let's hope for that. Game tomorrow? The game tomorrow is... I'm not streaming tomorrow. The game did not like that I wasn't... OBS did not like that I wasn't streaming tomorrow. It did... Shin followed Aria's hand gesture as they headed to the center where the Chancellor was. Celeste and Henry stayed put next time. Next stream? You know what? I'll try... You know how I brought up I want to be the guy? Yeah, I want to try that. I don't know how good of a stream that will be. No. What do you mean, no? It's my... What do you mean? It's my stream. Hello, Cure. I'll think about it.
Kitaka, Aria-kun, Shin.
I would rather leave the company. You know, you can just not watch, right? If you don't like the game that much, you can just not watch the stream. Next to Chancellor Faust was Professor Johann. The other high-level alchemist instructors gathered on site. I look forward to your streams. Then why are you complaining about the game I choose? Shin tilted his head as the Chancellor spoke, as if he was waiting for their arrival. What is it?
先ほどの砂嵐と流砂について分かったことがあってな。レプガント教授が観測用のドローンを飛ばしていてくれたおかげなのだが。
What? They have drones?
あの状況で飛ばせるドローンが
That's what I'm saying.
さすがレプガント教授。
And what did you discover?
あの砂嵐と流砂は単なる自然現象ではない。我々を妨害するため、何者かが明確な意志を持って起こしたものだ。
Of course it was. No way.
ドローンは地中を移動する巨大な影を確認している。異常現象はその移動ルートに沿って起こっていた。
巨大な影、何でしょうか。
決まっている。過信だ。砂嵐は我々を陣化させるため、流砂は逃さぬため、その目的ははっきりしている。
I mean, it could be a gripper, but if it was a gripper, like, Cinderella would be there as well.
それにこれほど大規模な現象を起こすとなると、地の送信でもかなり高位の個体が酷化していると見ていいだろう。エンシェント級、あるいは地のオリジン、キュベか。
The way. Shin raised his voice in surprise. He couldn't stand the idea of Kyubey turning into a heinous god.
キュベ様とは樹海の侵食の時会っています。少なくともあの時はまだ酷化してなくて、私たちの力になってくれました。
Yeah, but like, what if Professor Johann did something, you know? What if he did something that, you know...
破壊者アグリッパの策で傷を受けたとも報告が入っている。あれ以来、キュベは確認されていない。
父がいます。私の父アルベルトスはキュベ様と行動を共にしていました。父からはキュベ様が酷化したというような知らせは届いていません。
君たち親子はそんな頻繁に連絡を取っているのかね。異変はアルベルトス氏をも巻き込んでいるのかもしれん。
Uh-huh.
父の身に何かあったって言うんですか？
Arya raised her voice as she leaned forward. Shin reached out to her shoulder and eased her. Calm down, Arya. Professor Johann is only stating a possibility. Yeah, a possibility that he did something. I mean...
教授も控えよ。事態は切迫しておる。我らは建設的な議論をするべきであろう。
私は地のオリジンの関与が疑わしいと指摘しただけなのですがね。
いずれにしろ過信なら対処せねばならん。マウザー所佐、周辺の状況はどうなっているかね。
To Faust's call, the major, who was on standby, stepped forth.
砂嵐はほぼ収まりましたが、流砂は散発的に続いています。ドールか少数の部隊ならともかく、遠征隊全体での移動は難しいかと。ただ、後方の流砂は小規模なので、今ならば樹海へ引き返すことも可能です。
前方の脅威を何とかして進むか、あるいは後退するか、二つに一つというわけだな。
Well, I think we know which option we're going for.
過信を放置すれば、またいつ砂嵐に襲われるか分かりません。進むというなら、その排除は必須でしょうな。そこで問題になってくるのがだが。
Professor Johann pointed his chin toward the Harmonia College, as if he knew where the conversation was heading.
遠征隊の方針により、我々は気安く過信を討滅できない。可能なら浄化。そうでなくとも封印措置を施すことになっている。この決まりは当然今回にも適用されると考えていいのだね。
Yes. Yes, of course. I'd like to save the heinous god, even if it's not Kyubey. If a god with this much power is purified, they should become a great assistance to us.
しかし現実問題として浄化は容易ではない。流砂の中、大部隊での移動は危険となれば、浄化や封印に適した少数精鋭での任務遂行が求められる。
Okay, but if the quicksand is being controlled by the heinous god we're trying to purify, then there shouldn't be any if we've sealed it.
ハルモニア派にその任を負わせようというのですか？
Picking out what Professor Johann intended to say, the major questioned him. Her tone was signaling caution towards Shin and the others.
これは合理的な判断だ。ドールや兵士では浄化も封印も実行できない。ハルモニア派が最も適任なのだ。それは君たちも自負するところだろう。
Yes, I agree. Shin was aware of the provocation, but nodded in response. We'll nullify the heinous god. That way, the expedition can continue advancing.
その通り。明快な帰結だ。
レプガント教授、観測ドローンで得たデータをこちらにも回してくれませんか？
Receiving the data, Arya quickly looked through it.
なるほど。対象は地中を動いているけど、流砂を追っていけば追跡はできそうですね。これなら。
やる気かね、アリアか。
結論を出すのは一度戻って仲間と話し合ってからになりますけど、でも家臣の相手に適任なのが私たちっていう指摘は間違ってないと思いますから。
I wonder why. Countering Professor Johan's provocative comment, Arya grinned.
いいのですか、陛下。彼らだけに家臣の対処を任せるのはあまりに危険です。それにハルモニア派には姫様が。
ここには安全な場所などどこにもないのだよ、少佐。この遠征に参加した者は皆覚悟してきた。
Bao sounded solemn as he cut the major's words off.
無論、
お
セレスとて同様だ。いや、あの子は止めたとて聞かぬだろうな。
はい、そう思います。
I think Celeste would even volunteer to lead us. Knowing her personality, Shin and Arya let out a chuckle naturally.
わかりました。陛下がそのようなお考えであれば、これ以上私が何か言うことでもありません。しかしせめて私を姫様の一行に加えていただくことはできませんか？
How did I know that we were gonna get her again?
少しでも力になりたいのです。
I'm not gonna use her, but like, she could be pretty useful. I work tomorrow at 6 a.m. Have a good day. Have a good night.
どうかな、シン、アリア君。
一応セレスに聞いてみますけど、私たちに異論はありません。
I'm not leaving yet. Yeah, you said that last time though, didn't you? And then you're like, actually, I'm gonna go to sleep. It would be very supportive if the major could come along.
ありがとう。よろしく頼む。
After like 5 to 10 minutes, right? Yeah. Major offered her non-prosthetic hand. You could have just said her right. Shin took it and shook firmly. Shin and Arya returned to where the Harmonia College was waiting and explained the situation to them. With their approval, the Harmonia College decided to deal with the heinous god on their own path. There was additional support by the dolls and the soldiers taking part, but at the same time, it did not change the fact that they were still leaping into a deadly situation. As the remaining crew focused entirely on the Harmonia College, their quest was about to unfold. Alright, Sasha became an ally. Let me guess. I mean, I've used her once. Right? During Celeste's side story. I don't remember her kit. I don't know why I'm going through unit. Hang on, let me just inventory, body, 2, Sasha, kit, single target, range, single target, attack all, fire grenade, and then, yeah, so basically, she's just a worse Maltina. Celeste side story where she and Shin had sex in the cave. Yeah, you get it. That's not. Save here. Wow, still 60%. Alright, let's go. What's the map looking like? Actually, next real question. What's the enemies looking like? Let's find out. Which way am I gonna go? I'll go the harder route. Okay, they're ash demons. Never mind. I guess we're not gonna get any crests now. I guess I don't have to grind this time. Jesus. But hang on a minute. Yeah, there's a free crest over here. I wonder what's that gonna be then? Surely there's like actual enemies, right? Like maybe sometimes there's ash demons. I don't know. Ash gas. More like ash gas. They made fart clouds into ash demons. That's all I'm gonna say. How did you miss? Wow, I love Rhyolite. It looks so ass for a B rank item. I think ash demons have an effect. Against physical. Yeah. Do they? No. I know what you mean by effect then. The cloud. Oh, yeah, they have evasion to all. So what happened? While my Wi-Fi died, I saw the Albert doll going wild, and then what happened? What? You mean like earlier this stream? Well, essentially, we went through the forest, right? We fought off no one because it was just part of the story. We've reached the edge of Soshi, which was a full desert, and then I commented, then I said, Sumeru as a joke. And then I did the worst thing a comedian should do, which is explain the joke. And then there was a sandstorm, but it wasn't a sandstorm, it was a sand space storm, right? No, there was a space between the sand and the storm. And then after the sandstorm, there was quicksand. That one didn't have a space in it, at least. And then apparently one of the professors has a drone. I didn't realize they made those. But the apparent drones exist in this world, I guess. And then we figured out there was a heinous god in the middle of a sandstorm, and that's where we're going. The Eye of the Storm.
縮めればいいのか。アーマーディバイド。
No peeping with drone. I would never.
ソードブレイカ
シンフォニックギ
You know the weirdest part? Why do the ash birds not have the flying stat,
ア、インビジブルツリ
right?
ー、フィルムメイン。
Like, okay, right? Like, where's the flying stat?
これが私の騎士道よ。
Like the ash gas. Their wings are not functional. They're literally flying though. It doesn't make
もらって
sense.
いきましょう。
Oh, well, an apple branch. Oh yeah, tourmaline. Hello. They really want me to make it. Really want me to make her next weapon, huh? Yeah, this still requires spirit liquid and root. Eat the root. Better without flying prop though. Yeah, but still. Like, you've got normal flying enemies, they got the flying ability, you got the ash birds, but they don't have the flying ability.
どんな相手だって恐れたりしない。
Like, they're literally called ash birds. And they're flying in their sprite.
アーマーディバイド。
ソードブレイカ
シンフォニックギア。インビジブルツリー。
Also, hang on, after this fight.
頑張ったご褒美はお菓子がいいな。
Hang on. Also, as you can see, I switched it back to hard mode. Is it bad that I don't see a difference? Outside of boss fights, I mean.
相手だって恐れたりしない。アーマーディバイド。
Maybe.
インビジブルシンフォニックギア。
The
私の独壇場です。
stop talking.
どんな相手だって恐れたりしない。アーマーディバイド。インビジブル
スピニングシャッタ
シンフォニックギア。フィルムメイン。頑張ったご褒美はお菓子がいいな。
You know, I don't feel satisfied with these ash demons. Okay, let me do this. Don't worry about why I did that. Uh-huh. Is this my first Rockodora? Yes. Damn, that's crazy. Let's see potentially what else I could get, right? For no reason. You know, lizard, yikes, I already have one of those. You know, like, what if there's something else that I could potentially get? If only there was a dedicated community that played Ars Magna that also was able to look into the code of the game and see what each what the probability of each crest was with these things, with these tiles. I'll settle with Rockodora. next time, okay? I don't know why I'm not getting any more. My own hubris, I guess. Alright.
有効活用するとしましょう。よかった。見つけたのね。
Yep. Look. Henry might die. And actually no. I know why I confused blue health. I know why I confused health and mana again. Henry won't die. She's just short on mana. Good to know that Arya leveled up. Good for her. Right. I need to do this. Alright. See, what did I say? Oh, have a good night, Dexter. I love Rhyolite. Is that everything? I think so. Make sure not that I didn't miss anything. I did not. Alright. Have to save here. And we go. Making sure they don't get caught in the sandstorm, Shin and the others walked cautiously to inspect the terrain they chose, a relatively large dune to climb up. Below them was a sea of sand and ash. The chilly dry air made the world seem terribly plain. We can go in a straight line due to the quicksand, but I think we are definitely getting closer to the goal. I wonder if something's wrong. Noticing the change, Henry raised her voice and pointed. Is that a swarm of ash demons? Ash demons? On the sand slope, black and grey lumps began to emerge in the distance. They can see their feet getting caught in the quicksand, and some were even getting separated from the group. That's strange. I thought the quicksand was made so we couldn't escape, but seeing that makes me wonder, since the ash demons can't move freely either.
Yeah. リュウサによる封鎖は完璧ではない。我々が出発した時点で樹海に戻る退路は確保されていた。
Yeah, if the god was planning to isolate the expedition team, they would have blocked the rear as well. But the quicksand didn't do that. It's as if it doesn't want anything to proceed further. Shin's thoughts were cut off by the sudden explosion in the distant dune.
あそこ誰か戦ってるぞ。
That's... Oh my god, not Agrippa. Narrowing his eyes, Shin was shocked to see who it was. Wait a minute. It's Master and Agrippa. Wait, is Kyubey really eclipsed? Oh my god.
どうして父さんがここに？
Albertus was in the middle of a fight between Agrippa and his ash demons. He seemed to be making use of the quicksand, but there were too many enemies. It would only be a matter of time before he's taken down.
助立ちしましょう。
We better hurry. With Shin leading the way, they all ran down the dune. The sandy hills made running difficult. The sand would also make running difficult. Even while they were heading there, explosion was still going off and up ahead, and clouds of dust rose. We won't make it at this rate.
任せろ。バトルアーム HE 弾装填。インパクト。
Ah, my eyes. The Major held up her prosthetic arm as she ran. She fired immediately and her body ached. Her body arched back in the from the shock. The bullet drew an arc in the sky, and the massive explosion on the battlefield followed a few seconds later.
いつの間にそんな武器使用になかったはずなの。
オーズ遠征すると聞けば秘密兵器の一つや二つは準備する。マルドゥック派の協力もあったからな。しかし威力は申し分ないが感動が大きすぎるな。接近戦では使いづらいか。
Well, it's a good thing I'm not using you in the battle. I mean, as the Major muttered, she swung her real arm around.
ちょっとあっちには父さんもいるのに巻き込まれちゃったらどうするの？
心配は無用だ。狙いはつけている。今の砲撃は敵の注意をこちらへ向けるためのものだ。
でも
喋っている暇があったら走れ。敵が混乱している間に距離を詰めるぞ。
Even after that, the Major continued to fire shots. Shin worried about seeing her shoot while running, but she was well balanced and didn't seem to collapse from the gunfire.
さすがサーシャね。見て。
衝撃で地滑りが起きましたか。うまく分断できたようです。
Now's our chance. Several of the ash demons were caught in the sand. Shin quickly took the roundabout way and reached the rear end of the swarm to get behind Agrippa, who was leading them. Agrippa, you're up against us now.
アルベルタスめを始末できたもの。
そんなことさせない。父さん、無事。
I'm sure he's fine. Arya shouted toward Albertus, who was past Agrippa and the ash demons.
助かったよ、アリア。少々手こずっていたところだ。
As he spoke, Alberto slaughtered several ash demons with his ice blade. From the way he fought, he seems to be fine.
じゃっと娘、アルベルタスは今父と呼んだか？ウヌは本当にそう思っておるのか？ そこのエセ賢者と血のつながった親子じゃと。
They're not apostles. They're not. Shut up, Jesus.
ありえぬな。
They're not apostles. They're sages.
何を言ってるの？どういう意味？
アグリッパ、貴様。
Raising his ether gear, Alberto's formed an ice stake that floated in the air. That floated in mid-air. But the ash demons became a shield and blocked the direct attack from on Agrippa.
すまないシン。私はカイマの相手で精一杯だ。しかし、奴を逃がすわけにはいかない。力を貸してくれ。
Of course, there's some hidden stuff about Arya's background, true. Because of course there is. And we still haven't gotten what is it, Arya's side story. Main heroines can never be simple. Why would you want a simple main character though? Like, you can't not have two-dimensional. Like, no one wants a one-dimensional character. Master.
シン、今はアグリッパを。
I know. The swarm of ash demons surrounded Alberto's. The swarm of ash demons surrounded Alberto's as they lunged toward him. Holding back the urge to run over to help, Shin faced Agrippa. Agrippa, why are you here?
ダストに穴を開けたのはウーロであろう。我にとってはこれ幸い。教会を壊す気が巡ってきたということやな。
Yep.
私たちと同じで太陽の開いた道を通ってきたの？けれど目的は真逆のようね。
What do you think, Celeste?
あなた、父さんと知り合いなの？さっきのは一体どういう意味？
知りたいか？知りたくばあやつに聞いてみ。もっともこの場を生き残るたらの話じゃがの。
Look, Agrippa's just not a good he's just not a good villain. Like he isn't threatening. He's just annoying to deal with. He's like a fly. He's like a mosquito. Like in the story, sure, but sure I guess he's threatening, but still, he's coming. Everyone, be careful.
目障りな小アッパどもめ、年季の違いを教えてくれるわ。
He's basic villain 101. Exactly. It's not like a, ah, damn, he's back again. It's like, here we go again. Time to fight Agrippa for the third time. And he's not, and guess what? Both times we fought him, we basically didn't fight him. We fought the thing he possessed. So, even as a villain, he's just... Agrippa raised his skull-shaped artifact. The hollowed eyes glimmered with light as a curse-like spell activated. Like, the only reason he got away the second time, right, is because Marduk College was trying to kill Namtar. Like, if that wasn't the case, he wouldn't have been able to get away. The ash demon by Agrippa's side popped out in front of them all, in front of all of them. It turned into a thick black dust that was sucked into the skull.
カイマをエーテルギアに取り込んだ。
を取り込むのがいつまでも貴様の専売特許などと思うでないぞ。ナムタルを調べ、賢者の石の組成は分析済み。ゆえに我にもこれしきやってやれぬことはない。
Holding the skull by his chest, Agrippa inhaled the smoke inside like a chalice. Soon after, Agrippa's body went into convulsions. What? Ah!
出すとよ。今こそ我に冒涜な力を。
Bro is drinking dust.
この反応なんてこと。汚れを取り込んで自分を強化してるんだわ。
Oh no! Now his eyes red. Or was it red before? I didn't pay attention. Oh no! His eyes red now.
それってシンと同じ。しかも汚れの量が桁違い。あんなの普通なら正気を保てるはずないのに。
He's not sane though. Since when was he sane? If Agrippa did the flashbang more often, I would let him win because I don't want eye damage. Look, even he gave himself eye damage. Why do you think his eyes red? The Destroyer, an alchemist that turned to the wrong path. I don't think it was too much. I don't think about it too much. I didn't think about it too much and was in denial about their existence, but Agrippa processed several spells simultaneously and was about to start summoning another ash demon. His extreme computing skills were enough to make Shin shudder in awe. He's an unbelievable alchemist. If he wasn't a destroyer, I'm sure he'd be around the same level as my master or the chancellor, and yet we beat him twice. Even in the second battle, he tried to participate, and guess what? He lost. Just because in the cutscene he was able to escape, doesn't mean he didn't lose. He still lost to the point where he was forced to retreat.
アグリッパの能力が三賢人レベルだと。
Both times. Oh. You know how I brought up the three sages and how we've seen Faust and Albertos, but we haven't met the third sage? The third sage is gonna be Agrippa, isn't it? Like, we've brought up the three sages enough times that we would expect at least mention of the third sage, but we haven't. Like, we've barely seen Albertos, and now we're getting Albertos. We always see Faust, but you know that's because he's literally the director of the Harmonic of Cagliostro Academy. But we haven't heard anything about the third sage, right? It's gonna be Agrippa, isn't it?
そうだとしてもここで引くわけにはいかない。それだけの力を持ちながらソシエを破滅なんて。
I mean, look, if he is the third sage, I guess that'll make him more compelling as a character. But, you know, it's like, I've had this thought in the back of my mind. It's like if Cinderella was Astarte, right? Like, we know that Astarte is eclipsed, and Cinderella is an ash demon that is on par with the intelligence of a human. So if an origin was eclipsed, and the problem why it doesn't hold up is because we haven't seen what happens to an origin if they eclipse. But like, we've seen what happens to a god, to an origin's kin, and I mean, origins are a lot stronger than their kin, right? So, you know, but if Agrippa is the third sage, he'll be more compelling, I guess. But that doesn't change the fact that he's just an annoying character that I don't want to keep seeing pop up. That's right, we can't lose to him. Agrippa moved like a shadow from the edges. New ash demons sprang out. Shin swung the blade on his gauntlet. With a splash of black blood, the ash demon's head flung off. Come on, destroyer! Alright. Wow. 10k HP. Alright, let's start off. You know, Agrippa might be immune to poison, but you know what? I'll still do it. Spinning shot, I guess. Interesting. Okay, yeah, Dragon Princess Oath. It should be. Yeah. Oh, 700 damage, and that wasn't even on a special. Alright, Pulse Edge. Beat String. Yeah, Cross Vanish. Armor Divide. And excellent turn, you know. Just to give her a bit more evasion. Even though she's got a flying attribute. Alright. I am curious how much damage Cross Pike will do. Is that what it's called? I already forgot. Oh. Cross Vanish. Oh! Look at all that! 1800! Oh. That is... Damn. Oh. Yeah. There's a... There's a reason why she's one of the strongest characters. Now he's got the light damage, additional light damage, right? And he's weak to light. So, while I don't think he's gonna do as much, well, Shin's gonna do as much damage as, Namtar, I still want to know how much damage he'll do. Especially if I Spiral Lance. What if I do that too? If the Spiral... 600. Yeah, see... Namtar did 3 times that. It didn't decrease the defense, so it didn't matter. But, there's still one attack. There's still one special that one secret attack that I haven't done yet. And, well, you know which one's coming up. So, let's not beat around the bush. No. Infinite roll. Right. We saw how much damage it did to Tiamat. It did like 1200 damage. That was on her weaker weapon. Now, how much damage is it gonna do? And does it do, and will it do more damage than Cross Vanish? Okay. It didn't, I don't think it crit any of those times. I was gassing that shit up, and it let me down, man. Just like Agrippa's letting me down with how much damage he isn't doing. Oh, right. Double thrust is dark damage. Oh. Alright. See, here's the problem. See, I can easily deal with any enemy in the battle, right? See, I didn't have a problem with Agrippa the first time. Or the second time, right? Because, like, even though we lost the first time, we were like, I'm like, don't worry. When we win the second battle, we'll get him. But after we won the second battle, and we didn't capture him, we're like, oh, great. He's gonna be one of those enemies. And I don't think it's gonna be different now. Like, the game wants you to be like, Agrippa's gonna be like the final boss of the game. You're gonna face him throughout the whole game, and he's gonna get stronger every time we face him. And then by the time we're at the end of the game, he's gonna be the final boss, and we're gonna have to fight him. And then stuff. And it's just lazy, I should say, I guess. You get it? Like, why can't we just win against Agrippa, right? Just because the writers of the game are setting him up to be the final boss, why can't we just win? Right? The only thing we get out of it is that he retreats. And like, sure, I can accept the first time it happened. But when it happened the second time, it just became annoying, man. I'm not looking forward to this cutscene, is all I'm saying. Ah, flashbang. You know what, maybe there's a reason why he's got a bird mask on him, since their attacks all struck Agrippa. Taking on the painful strike, Agrippa's body arched back greatly. With his concentration cut off, the spells he was activating were erased. Yeah, but Agrippa's gonna be like, oh, but wait, there's more. Order now and you'll get... What the fuck? Bro's Mega Mind. Bro, it's the alien from Monsters vs. Aliens. I didn't even... Agrippa wobbled back. That was when his mask suddenly cracked. Huh? Let me bring up a picture then. The alien. Sure, I'll use this picture. I know what we're just talking about. Yeah, hang on. yeah, I wasn't expecting Mega Mind. Here he is. Bang, jump scare. Galaxar jump scare. Bro. When he pulled back the hood. They are the same person. The mask split into two, fell onto the ground. Seeing Agrippa's face, they all let out a gasp. Actually, you know what else he could look like? There is a Junji Ito short story. I forgot what it was called. I think it's The Long Dream or something. Oh. And essentially, in that story, what basically happens is that every time this guy goes to sleep, his dreams would get longer and longer, to the point where in his dreams, thousands of years would pass. And in one instance, he looked like this. And I mean, also sorry for the horrific image, but like, the resemblance is uncanny is all I'm just gonna say. The only difference is that the guy on the left has hair. Barely any, but there's some. It's fine. He had an oddly bulged skull, unhealthy skin with spots and dead wrinkles. Okay, hang on. The unhealthy skin part, I don't think you needed to see his bald head to know that he had unhealthy skin. You can just look at his hands. They already have spots on them. And the wrinkles part. He just has oddly bulged skull. It was clearly abnormal. His bloodshot eyes and sunken cheeks reminded them of a sick man nearing his death. I had a friend who likes Junji Ito works. Yeah, I'm the friend. That face, those looks. Is it the corrosion disease? It seems to be progressing pretty far.
そんな体で汚れを取り込んでいたなんて自殺行為なのだわ。なんでどうしてそこまでして。
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. What are his motives? Why can't we just learn? Why can't you just make him a compelling villain by giving him motives and goals and aspirations and, I don't know, anything that would make him more than just the basic standard villain?
それがこの男の生きる目的なのだ。破壊者アグリッパ、いや霊種のニコラ。
Who? Alberto slid down from the top of the dune, worrying for his safety. All of them were relieved to see him.
見事な戦いぶりだった。成長したね、アリア、シン。
Yeah, and I guess Celeste proved. I guess Celeste and Rian proved a little. Who's this Namtar character? I've never seen her before. Master, how's your side?
大丈夫だ。破壊者の従えていたカイマはほぼ片付けたよ。
さすがアルベルトスなの。
So we're just not going to bring up that he said Nicola, the commander. Like, I don't remember who that is. Like, he said it like it was a huge like it was meant to be like a huge revelation. Like that was meant to be like the moment where everyone's like, oh, I remember who that guy is, and like as a player, I look, it's been 60 hours. I don't think people are expected to remember everything that's been brought up.
しかしアルベルトス様、今アグリッパをニコラと呼んだのですか？霊種のニコラと。
See, even the characters are confused. That name rang a bell. Everyone in the kingdom knew of the three sages. Alberto's Faust and one other. Oh my god, I was right. Oh my god, of course I was right. What? Who else could it be? Like... Master, is Agrippa actually...
三賢人のニコラ様だっていうの？
To their shock, all of them shot their stare at Agrippa. Okay, see, there was a revelation. Everyone was like, oh, I can't believe it's Agrippa, the third the third sage and the commander. Where I'm like, great. Who? We barely got any mention of who the hell Nicola is. And the only other time we brought it up was when we first discussed who the sages were. Like, outside of that, we barely got any mention of them. Like, sure, we got some of Alberto's, and we got a lot of Faust because, you know, we were the proximity thing, you know. And then Nicola was never mentioned.
古いなお、霊種じゃと、三賢人じゃと、そんな二つな謎、今となってはどうでもよいわ。
Alright, so now he's actively throwing away everything that makes him more compelling than he... he's throwing away everything that makes him compelling.
ニコラよ、古い友としてせめてもの情けだ。今さらバクにつけとは言わない。これ以上罪を重ねる前に楽にしてやろう。罪じゃと？罪人はカイソヘルメスであろう。あの忌々しい欺瞞の権化が。
Okay, now we're getting something.
もう喋るな。
Like, Agrippa could turn into... Could become basically like the Abyss Order in Genshin, right? Where Agrippa figured out something while he was Nicola the Commander, which turned him into Agrippa. But why are we waiting until now? Like, we could have gotten hints of it, right? Like, we didn't need the revelation that he was the third sage before this. Alberto's raised his spiral circuit on his arm. Frigid air surrounded him as he froze the surface of the desert instantly. The cold air formed icicles of various sizes as it extended its spikes toward Agrippa. That is a face not even a mother would love. Right before the ice reached Agrippa, another phenomenon appeared by his feet. The quicksand engulfed Agrippa's lower half as his body was pulled away from the ice. Okay, so Cube... Cube is at the center of the dust storm. The sandstorm. Wait. There's we're finally getting substance. We're finally getting a hint of why he turned into Agrippa. It's just it's taken too long. We could have gotten this at the start. We could have gotten this as we could have gotten this when we beat him the first time. Right? Too little too late, as I say. As I said before. Sinking further into the liquidated sand, Agrippa quickly disappeared once again. What? Right, yeah. Not even the game's music, not even the game music was ready for Agrippa to escape the third time. Albertus tried to track Agrippa in the ground, but slowly lowered his arm as if he had given up. I feel like this info is most relevant in the game. Not some random ass test it. I mean, okay, look, we haven't gotten the big twist yet, right? That's gonna happen at the end of the game. But like, why were we not getting hints of this shit when we first met him? When we first beat him? When he first escaped? Why are we doing it now after the third time? After every... I swear to God, if I'm the only one, I guarantee I'm not the only person playing this game was like, Agrippa's just not compelling enough to warrant me being interested in anything. Albertus was in those scenes too. Exactly! Like, we didn't need to know that he was the third sage for us to get hints that of his untrustworthiness, I guess. We could have gotten hints from him during those times. Exactly. Ari went over to Albertus, worried, and confusion can be seen within her expression. Like, we already got an even more interesting villain. It's literally Johann. Like, as much as I hate Johann, I mean, the writers made that intentional, right? But like, I love Johann even more as a villain than Agrippa. Like, I just don't want Agrippa to be there. Like, until now, there was no point to his character existing. Because now, we know that Johann is able to turn... Oh, well, allegedly, we may know that Johann is turning gods into heinous gods, right? Oh, hang on. Aria's words tailed off, unsure whether to continue or not. She then faced down before looking back up. Speaking of Johann, what happened on that end? Oh, what do you mean?
ニコラとは前身となった研究機関で一緒だった。錬金術の奥義を探求し、切磋琢磨し合ったものだ。
Was he exposed when I wasn't watching? No, he wasn't exposed. And that's what makes it good, right? Because, like, while we... See, here's what's interesting, right? Because up until this point... well, up until the point where Arya suspected that Johann may be turning gods into heinous gods, right? I didn't realize Snotters became a standard emote. But up until Arya suspected that Johann may turn gods into heinous gods, we just thought of Johann as like this annoying professor that's just getting in the way of the Harmonia College and using gods as a fuel source to create more dolls, right? But overall, his intentions are for the betterment of Soshi, right? And there's still hints of it, right? Even though he may be turning gods into heinous gods, if he's doing it so that he can make more dolls, so that Soshi, so that he can make Soshi a better place, right? Like, that's compelling, right? Even though his morals and ethics may conflict with Harmonia College, if what he's doing is for the betterment of Soshi, that turns him from a villain to an antagonist, which is what Agrippa is. He's just a bog standard villain at this point, and now we get hints that there may be something deeper, like we could have gotten that 30 hours into the game, but what was the point I was trying to make? We suspect that Johann is turning gods into heinous gods, but the thing is, we don't know if that's what's actually happening. And even better, Maltina is also suspecting something might be going on with Type 2. But she also doesn't have evidence that proves that something is amiss. Right? And that mystery is what makes him more compelling. And before we had that mystery, he was already a pretty interesting guy. Johan being good at being a villain is saving the plot of this game. Yeah, any time Agrippa's in the story, it just drags it down. And like any time, see, because it's not only that Johan is an antagonist to Harmonia College, it's because Marduk College is, in the grand scheme of things, bettering Soshi. Right? Like, sure, the dolls may seem dystopian, but the dolls were made to combat the dust. And without the Philosopher's Stone, we wouldn't have any other way to purify the... We wouldn't have any way to purify the gods. Literally. So, like, what Marduk College is doing isn't wrong, per se. In the eyes of the Harmonia College, it's immoral, and something needs to change. And, you know, since we're playing as members of the Harmonia College, we're like, yeah, Marduk College shouldn't do that. It's kind of wrong and unethical. Because, you know, it's essentially animal abuse. But at the same time, if Harmonia College didn't have a way to purify the gods, like, what were they gonna do? They would have just been sealed forever if Harmonia College wasn't able to purify them, right? So, TLDR, Professor Johan should have just been the villain the whole time. Agrippa has no place being here. Because the writers took too long to make him interesting. Oh, more interesting. Like 1% more interesting. Alberto's gaze into the dusty sky as he was reminiscing about his past.
アルベルトスとニコラは友達だったの？
そうだね。ニコラやファウストは私にとってかけがえのない友だったよ。今はもう道をたがえてしまったが。
Why did he change his name and turn into a destroyer? He was a skilled enough alchemist to be considered one of the three sages.
かつて私とニコラは失われた錬金術の秘伝を求め、英知の創始アスタルテと会うべく旅をしたことがあった。
You did?
知らなかった。
Hearing this for the first time, Shin and Arya turned to each other.
あれはそう。現代錬金術体系が完成に近づいていた頃、ファウストはそれをもとに準備を進めていたが、私やニコラはどうしても納得できない部分があった。私たちの作った体系は開祖ヘルメスの理論を借りながら、それを再現するには至っていなかったのだよ。
I'm trying to compare it to Genshin, but unfortunately, there isn't a situation where it is similar, because like the only situation where it's similar is the traveler and their sibling, right? But the reason why it's not a good comparison is because your sibling is your sibling, right? We already know the traveler's sibling, right? We already know that both of them basically have the same mindset, and would have similar morals and ethics. So like when we first saw when the sibling was interacting with the Abyss Order, we were already like, hang on a minute, why is this happening? And then when we did the Dainsleif quest, the We Will Be Reunited story quest, and we actually got to meet our sibling, we got even more questions. Like, what's gonna happen at the end of our journey? What happened at the end of our siblings' journey for them to turn toward the Abyss Order? And stuff like that. And if okay, I guess if we figured out Agrippa was Nicola earlier, he may have been it may have been better.
それでアスタルテに答えを求めたの？
I don't know. I'm not a storyteller. I'm not a writer.
後に続く若者たちのために真理への道を作ってやりたかった。今にして思えばその考えは傲慢だったのだろうね。
でもアルベルトス様の記した書物は今も私たちを導くしるべとなっています。
ありがとう、セレス王子。ともあれ私とニコラはかつて教会を目指した。この砂漠を越えてね。今ほどダスト汚染は深刻ではなかったとはいえ過酷な旅だった。私は人家の後遺症で子供を今ほどダスト汚染は深刻ではなかったとはいえ過酷な旅だった。私は人家の後遺症で子供を作れぬ体となった。
You know what that means, Arya? No siblings. To Alberto's words, Arya turned pale as she gasped.
旅から帰った後、私はダストで滅んだ村から赤子を引き取り、育てることにした。
Oh, right. Hang on, I need to look at this again. Yeah, no. I was still hung up on the whole Nicola thing. Arya's adopted.
それが私。
Yeah.
私はお前に我が子と変わらぬ愛情を注いだつもりだよ。お前は健やかに育ってくれた。その成長はいつだって私の喜びだった。
父さん。
Damn. Kind of a... I didn't realize this was a good place to tell Arya she was adopted. Arya nuzzled her face in Albertus' chest as he wrapped his arms gently around her.
ごめんなさい。私。
何を謝ることがある。自分の出生のことで不安になるのは当たり前だ。私こそ黙っていてすまなかった。
Master. She slowly approached the master from behind Arya. Albertus placed his empty hand on his head. I've always been proud to have you. What? I've been through a lot since arriving at the academy, but the experiences I've had with you have always supported me.
お前たちはまだ若い。シン、アリア、友との絆を大切にね。
Don't worry, Shin's been treasuring all his friends. Maltina, not yet. friend soon, but, you know. Alberto smiled weakly before pulling Arya away gently. Arya wiped her tears.
アリア、どうして泣く？どこか痛いのか？どっちかっていうと嬉し涙かな。心配してくれてありがとね、ナムタルちゃん。アルベルトス、それでその旅でアスタルテに会えたの？
いや、教会まではたどり着いたが会うことはできなかった。体の限界を感じた私はそこで見つけたカイソの魔導書だけを持って帰路に着いたのだ。
Also, also you said that there was more to Arya. Yeah, it's just she's adopted.
カイソの魔導書、聞いたことがあります。父はアルベルトス様の持ち帰った秘伝をもとにコスモの海板を作ったと。だけどアグリッパはその後どうなったの
？Alberto's didn't answer Henry's question immediately. He furrowed his brows as his expression clouded.
ニコラは教会で私の知らぬ何かを見たのだろう。あの男の価値観を塗り替え、破壊者とする何かを。
Something that would turn Nicola the commander into a destroyer.
一体それは何なのですか？
Why didn't we get these questions before?
私にもわからぬ。しかしあれ以来、彼は変わってしまった。カイソを憎み、このソシエが滅ぶべきと考えるようになった。昨今深刻化するオブリビオンの裏に破壊者の暗躍があると私は知った。奴の正体がニコラだと気づいた私はその暴挙を止めるため行方を追っていたのだ。
それでここまで来たのですね。
You know what would have been interesting? Is that if we got more of Alberto's perspective, right? Like, if we figured out that, if we found out that Nicola was, that Agrippa was Nicola at the same time as Alberto's by looking at it through his perspective, that would have made things a lot more compelling. And it's a shame that I'm still harking back on Agrippa, but like, it's because the game is trying to make him the big bad, essentially, you know? So like, I can't not put him under scrutiny. Agrippa appeared by taking advantage of the expedition team's strategy. Perhaps his movements were easier to trace than before.
だけど怖いね。アグリッパは教会で何を見たんだろう。何を知ったんだろう。人の生き方までねじ曲げてしまう何かがあるなんて。
Do you think if we keep going, we'd learn about that? I hope.
それがどんなことだってアグリッパのような破壊者になるはずない。自信を持ってそれは言える。それがどんなことだってアグリッパのような破壊者になるはずない。自信を持ってそれは言えるけど。
As long as the mysteries of the borders remained, nothing was guaranteed. They all turned to each other anxiously.
残念だけどシン、私やキュベはその何かを君たちが知るのは早いと考えている。このまま行かせるわけにはいかないと。
Huh?
父さん、どういう意味？
With a stern look, Alberto's glared at them. Shin noticed his master's mood seemed different than before.
私がここまで来たのはアグリッパを追うためだけではない。遠征隊を止めるためでもあるんだ。
Oh. What?
何故ですか？答えていただきたい、アルベルトス殿。
Oh, now you decide to say something. I forgot you were here.
このまま進めば君たちは全滅するからだ。それが分かっているからキュベは地形をいじった。
じゃあやっぱりこの流砂はキュベ様の仕業なの？
You, I thought that was just information we all knew. I didn't realize some of the characters still didn't realize. I see how it is. Shin nodded as several questions settled in his mind. When the sandstorm and quick... See, now sandstorm is... There's no space between... Now it just looks like I was... Now it just looks like I was schizophrenic. When the sandstorm and quicksand occurred, we thought it was a ruckus caused by a heinous god, or possibly caused by Kyubey being eclipsed. But if that were true, there are contradictions. The quicksand also caught the ash demons, and there was a path made for us to return.
つまりキュベ様は最初から国化していなかった。
Yeah. I mean, we kind of knew that. The main question was, why is she preventing us from going any further? And I think we are kind of understanding why now. Yeah, Lady Kyubey probably agreed with my master's thoughts and was trying to stop the expedition team.
そう、君たちを止めるという目的で私とキュベは一致している。君たちに死んでほしくないからだ。
どうして私たちが全滅すると？
さっきも言ったが、準備ができていない。君たちはその域に達していないのだ。
Speak for yourself. Is that based on your own experience going to the border in the past? Shin's question, Alberto's responded with silence. Suddenly, the ground that stood on collapsed as it created a distance between Alberto's. Master!
流砂がキュベ様の意志なの？滑る。抜けたじゃない。
キュベが呼んでいる。君たちにはまだ越えねばならない試練があると。これはその一つ。
父さん。
Master! Alberto's voice and presence became distant. Desperately, Arya and Shin tried to reach their hand out as Alberto smiled.
私は待っているよ。そして信じている。また会おう。私の愛する子らよ。
And I guess the other guys too, but mainly Arya and Shin. They were all swept away in the sand that flowed like a river. Albertos was nowhere to be seen. Their surroundings and topography were significantly altered. Within the maze-like sand prison, it must have been a miracle for them to be together, or perhaps it was the work of Kyubey. Shin brushed off the sand that got into his clothes and shoes before getting back up. Looks like we managed to get out of the quicksand. Is everyone okay?
流されただけで怪我はないのだわ。口の中はジャリジャリして気持ち悪いけどね。ピッピッピッ。なんもたら 水飲みたい。
Patu patu.
あまりガブガブ飲むなよ。本体に合流するまで水はできるだけ温存しておきたいからな。
まず座標を確かめないと。アルベルトス様、試練と言っていたかしら。
This is Kyubei's test.
私たちは賢者の石を完成させるためオリジンのエレメントを集めているわ。きっとそれはキュベ様も知っている。
Ah, I see. See, Kyubei's just playing hard to get, right? She knows what Shin wants to do to her, and you know she's into it, but she wants him to work for it.
エレメント、そうだ、オリジンエレメント持ってる。オーズへ行くために必要な準備、それは賢者の石の完成なの？そして私やナムタルがアスタルテに使わされた意味。
And returned to look at Shin. Shin unconsciously placed his hand on the Philosopher's Stone in his chest. On his chest? No, it's in. The contract with Kyubei. If that's my next goal.
いずれにしろ我々はこの砂の牢獄から脱出せねばならん。地のオリジンキュベが過信ではないとしても、遠征隊の道を阻むならこれを解決するのがその任務だ。
And I mean, like, if Shin and Kyubei do the ceremony in the inside of a sandstorm, like, oh, that'd be hot. I mean,
父さんはこのまま進めば全滅するって言ってたけど。
それを決めるのは我々ではない。もちろんアルベルトス殿のことは報告するが、その言葉をどう受け取りどう決断するかは陛下の意志次第。
サーシャはこのまま進んでキュベ様と接触しようというのね。
恐れながら姫様も同じ考えと存じますが。
the Major's words, Celeste smiled as if she agreed. She responded with a nod.
少し脅されただけで引き下がるくらいなら私たちは最初からここまで来ていないわ。アルベルトス様の言う通り、この先に恐ろしい出来事が待っているとしても、せめてそれを見極めないうちはおとなしく帰ることなんてできない。
Matters changed a bit, but I guess it's still according to plan to see Kyubei. Shin looked around the sandy prison with quicksand appearing everywhere. Beyond the mountainous dunes, the origin of Earth Kyubei awaited. Like Celeste and the Major said, "Let's keep going, everyone." Everyone nodded to Shin's words. A gust of wind mixed with sand blows as if it were confirmed their resolve. As if it were confirming their resolve, Shin pulled his hood over his eyes as he began to walk through the sea of sand. Wow, that was only 0.4%. Jesus Christ.